Here are some tips to help you learn your students' pronouns. Are you a boy or a girl? Here's what you can do instead. Here, I like to use a Google form or a Microsoft form or any other survey app that works for you. I've stopped asking what your preferred pronouns are, and instead I say what are your pronouns, because your pronoun is part of your identity and not just a personal preference. One of the very important questions I like to ask is, may I use these pronouns in front of your parents or guardians? The reason why is because students may feel comfortable around you or their peers, but they might not be ready to let their parents know which pronouns they are using. And if a student uses different pronouns with you, their peers, or their parents, it's not your business to ask why. Using their pronouns respectfully is a great way to start building that relationship.
Nothing sounds creepier than, hey, you got some secrets you want to share with me and keep from your parents? Oh, boy. Hi, how's everybody doing? This is another episode of a Couple of Hoosiers podcast. I'm your host, Ricky Kurtz, and this is a new segment that will be coming out every Wednesday. It is going to be This Week in Clown World. Yeah. Oh, because if you guys are paying attention, you obviously know that the world is going crazy. But my goals with this segment is I read all these articles, and sometimes I find some absolutely crazy ones. And I'm just going to read through them, and we'll talk about it. This one is something that I wanted to talk about in the last episode, but we didn't get to it, so I'm going to cover it in more detail here. But real quick, let me run this ad. Couple of Hoosiers podcasts. You can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, CastBox, pretty much anywhere you get your podcast. We're live streaming on YouTube. The videos go up on Rumble. You can check us out straight from the website, coupleofhoosiers.com. You can get everything on there. And then me and my wife have a little woodworking business, R&M Kurtz Woodworks. You can find us on Facebook. Check out these pictures up here. That's some of the stuff that we've made. It's pretty cool. Get a hold of us. We'll do something for you. But yeah, real quick, I want to let you guys know, be sure to like, comment, and share the podcast. And if you guys are chatting in the live chat, go over to the comment section and leave a comment there what you think about the show, because the way that the YouTube algorithm works, it doesn't really track the live chat comments. So if you guys could just leave a comment in the comment section, that would be wonderful. But yeah, we got some stuff that we're going to talk about. Gender affirming care for kids. Seems weird, I know. They try to say like it's just something to help out the trans kids and all that stuff. And they recently had some stuff come out with Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire. He sent out all these videos and stuff like that he got from this hospital, Vanderbilt in Tennessee it was. Yeah. But we're going to check out this article that's kind of trying to say that he's lying and that yeah, let's get into it. Right over here from LGBTQ Nation. Leaving out the AAIP2S+. Not very inclusive of you guys. Just saying. Hi, guys. All right, so right-wing troll targets another hospital for helping transgender people. The state's anti-LGBTQ governor is threatening to launch an investigation based on a Twitter thread. Let's take a look at this. So, conservative anti-LGBTQ commentator Matt Walsh has targeted Vanderbilt University Medical Center, VUMC, this week in a crusade against gender-affirming healthcare. Hi, Brad. In a Twitter thread on Tuesday, Walsh claimed that based on the results of an investigation by him and his team, the staff at VUMC's transgender health clinic now castrate, sterilize, and mutilate minors as well as adults, while apparently taking steps to hide this activity from the public view. Oh no, not Twitter. All right, so Yeah, if you guys don't know about Matt Walsh, he's a pretty good guy. I like him. He's with the Daily Wire. He recently had a really good documentary that came out, What is a Woman? Some pretty good stuff that you guys should check out. But let's keep on getting into this. So Walsh criticized the clinic's Trans Buddy program, which offers peer support to patients, and repeatedly accused the medical staff of drugging and sterilizing kids for financial gain. And his accusations are fueling anti-LGBTQ politicians. In response to Walsh, anti-LGBTQ Tennessee Governor Bill Lee, Republican, released a statement expressing that Walsh's claims warrant an investigation. Shorten it to... Do you think they shorten it to... What are you saying, Brad? Bumsy? I'm not picking up what you're throwing down there, bud. All right. And the way that they paint it out as they're being anti-LGBTQ, I'm not saying that there's none of those people out there, but simply just from their statements that they're making about what's going on in these hospitals is not being anti-LGBTQ. It's saying, hey, we don't want you guys doing this stuff to kids. BUMC. BUMC. Yeah, no, you got me lost. I don't get it. It's flying right over my head if it's supposed to be a funny joke. All right, but let me see. What do I got here? Okay, let's keep on reading. The pediatric transgender clinic at Vanderbilt University Medical Center raises serious moral, ethical, and legal concerns, Lee said. We should not allow permanent life-altering decisions that hurt children or policies that suppress religious liberties, all for the purpose of financial gain. We have to protect Tennessee children, and this warrants a thorough investigation. Yes, never mind. Sorry, bud. The Office of the State's Attorney General Jonathan Skrmetti, that's a name, also reportedly confirmed an investigation is taking place. VUMC has since shut down the website for the transgender health clinic and has released a statement defending the work they do for the trans community. The statement opens by saying the video footage and social media post Walsh used to accuse the hospital of using trans people to make money misrepresent the facts. VUMC began its transgender health clinic because transgender individuals are a high-risk population for mental and physical health issues and have been consistently underserved by the U.S. health system, the statement says. Now, this is very true. If we go over here, you can see right here. Let me highlight that. 42% of LGBTQ youth seriously considered attempting suicide in the last year, including more than half of the transgender and non-binary youth. Now, I want to put this in perspective because, like, the 42% and more than half of the transgender youth, that's like a very major it's VUMC. But that's a pretty large percentage of them that are either thinking about suicide or have attempted suicide. I mean, even when you go back here, like look at Jews during the Holocaust. Where was it? Where did I see those numbers? I should have highlighted this. Okay, so prisoners are generally more likely to commit suicide than other people. Suicide rate in prisoners are estimated to be 55 to 107 out of 100,000. Rates of suicide in prisons in Austria and Switzerland are reported to be between 1.4 and 14 times higher than the general population. So there's that. And then in pre-war Berlin, It has been pointed out that suicides were significantly more common in Jewish citizens than in the general population, and timing was often closely associated with anti-Semitic persecution. Comprehensive data are not available, but in 1942, those who were persecuted after being classified as Jewish, according to Nazi race laws, were 26 times more likely to commit suicide. The rate was 1480 out of 100,000 than the non-Jewish. Suicides were highly correlated with deportation from Berlin to ghettos. So basically, like what I want to point out with that is that, here, let me take it back to me for a second. Basically, what I want to point out with that is like if you take a look at the rates and like you like do all that, because I believe that study was going off of like out of like they were measuring like 100 people within like the trans community and whatever like that, and saying like they had like almost a 50% suicide rate. And then you look at the numbers for Jews during the Holocaust. I mean, they were high then, but let me pull that up again. So 26 times more likely. The rate was 1480 out of 100,000. I mean, it's almost double. It's almost double the rate that the Jews were committing suicide. And like what I'm trying to say, if I could think about it, is that like, yeah, like pretty much what I'm trying to say is like whose life was worse. And like when you really look at it, like, is it more that they have a higher suicide rate because of some other mental illnesses that are going on in their head, or what? That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. I can't think of the words right now to articulate it perfectly, but yeah. Let's go on with this article. I got some more stuff that we're going to get into. So the high-risk population. We have been and will continue to be committed to providing family-centered care to all adolescents in compliance with state law and in line with professional practice standards and guidance established by medical specialty societies. The hospital emphasized that parental consent is required to treat all trans minors, and that employees may decline to participate in care they find morally objectionable. So, yeah, one of the things that Matt Walsh showed was a video of the Vanderbilt institution or university, whatever you want to call it. They were saying like something about like doctors and stuff like that work there if they didn't want to do that. And I got that video right over here, so we'll take a look at that, because they're trying to like pull it back to where they're saying, oh, it's not that big of a deal if people have like some moral objection to it.
We can provide gender affirming hormones on an individual.
If you are going to assert conscientious objection, you have to realize that is problematic. You are doing something to
So they're saying it's
person,
problematic.
and you are not paying for the cost for your belief. I think that is a real, I think that's a real issue. So, so I think, so yes, Vanderbilt, if someone has a conscientious objection to participating in this sort of surgery, it probably has to accommodate you to the extent that you can find another person who can do your job, who doesn't have an objection, other things of that nature. But I just want you to take home that saying that you're not going to do something because of your conscientious, because of your religious beliefs, is not without consequences. And it should not be without consequences. And I just want to put that out there. We are given enormous, if you don't want to do this kind of work, don't work at Vanderbilt.
So yeah, in the article, they're trying to say that the employees may decline to participate in care they find morally objectionable. They're trying to paint it out like, oh yeah, we have no problem. Like, we understand if they don't want to do it. But you can see by the video right there, they were saying, well, it's going to be problematic if you don't want to do it. And if you don't want to do it, maybe you shouldn't be working here. So, yeah. There is another video that I want to show from them. Which one was it? On reasons why they're looking into this avenue of doing like these type of surgeries and all this type of care. Let's go ahead and watch this video.
Starting in January 1st of 2017, according to the Affordable Care Act, insurance carriers are mandated to cover medical expenses for trans folks. Some of our VUMC financial folks in October of 2016, starting a couple of years ago, put down some costs of how much money we think each patient would bring in, and this is only including top surgery. This isn't including any bottom surgery, and it's a lot of money. These surgeries make a lot of money. So female to male chest reconstruction can bring in $40,000. A patient just on routine hormone treatment, who I'm only seeing a few times a year, can bring in several $1,000s because that requires a lot of visits and labs. It actually makes money for the hospital. Now, these I got from the internet, but it's from the Philadelphia Center for Transgender Surgery, which does a lot of surgery for patients. And I just want to give you an idea of how much these bottom surgeries are making. And I think this has to be an underestimate. This is for a vaginoplasty. They're quoting roughly around $20,000 for a vaginoplasty, but that doesn't include your hospital stay. That doesn't include your post-op visits. That doesn't include your anesthesia, your OR. So I would think that this has to be a gross underestimate. I think that's just like the surgeon's piece of it, which anybody who's ever been in the hospital knows that that's like 10% of it. And then the female to male bottom surgeries, these are huge money makers. Again, I think
huge money makers.
An underestimate that they're quoting around $20,000 for a phalloplasty. There's been different things that I've read that said it could be up to $100,000. Dr. Winokur, who's our surgeon, says that there's entire clinics where the entire clinic is supported just by their phalloplasties, and that is like a fraction of the surgeries that they're doing. These surgeries are labor intensive, they require a lot of follow-ups, they require a lot of OR time, and they make money. They make money for the hospital.
Yep. So like people are trying to paint the picture like these hospitals are doing this stuff because they care about like the transgenders and all that stuff. But I mean, really, the way that like a lot of people have always looked at like medical care and stuff like that, they always go, well, it's all about the money. Everybody used to say, and people still say today, like the reason why they don't have a cure for like cancer and stuff like that is because all the treatment for like cancer patients brings in a lot of money to the hospital. So I don't know why, like, it just seems weird to me that like they're really going to sit here and try to say that. It always comes back to the money. They always just want more money, and that's all that this stuff is about. They're making tons of money off of this, and let's go ahead and go back to this second screen. All right. Where was I? Okay, so the Trans Buddy program mentioned in the video has received national acclaim. It continued. Its purpose is to provide peer volunteers who support persons who are seeking highly personal care in an unfamiliar environment and who may have been refused medical services in the past or avoided seeking them out of fear of being met with hostility. Now, the Trans Buddy video that they're talking about, I just realized that I don't have the video for, but pretty much the way that they were making it sound in the video is that it's just like a bunch of activists that are there going to the hospital and going to like the doctor's appointments with these people, and I don't know, it seemed weird. I'll make sure that in the blog I post a video that way you guys can see it, but I don't have it with me right now. So let's just continue. So anti-trans conservatives continue to put hospitals and the children they treat at risk by spreading lies about gender-affirming healthcare. The Boston Children's Hospital has recently forced to evacuate after an anonymous bomb threat was called in following a weeks-long harassment campaign from anti-LGBTQ groups. Now, bomb threats are... Don't do that. Like, I mean, I get it, like... I don't like what they're doing to the kids, but at the same time, calling it a bomb threat, I mean, that's... It is one of the dangers of people bringing to light information like this. You are going to have those extreme people that are going to see this, and I don't know. I did hear about the bomb threats, and I was like, that's not okay. I don't like that at all. But I mean, that shouldn't be the takeaway of what is happening here. I mean, jeez. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's just wild. Okay, so after far-right Libs of TikTok founder Shaya Reichik, I can't ever say her name, falsely claimed the hospital was conducting gender-affirming surgery on children as young as 2 or 3 years old. Physicians received so many death threats, harassing calls, and emails that the hospital had to hire extra security and give doctors new guidance. Now, they're trying to say that she was lying about all this stuff, but she has this video that I have here. Which one is it? This one. Let's take a look at it. Now, it's supposed to be a call between her and the hospital.
I was calling for information about gender-affirming hysterectomies.
Okay, you said gender-affirming hysterectomy.
I've been in touch with quite a few hospitals, and a lot of them, they said they won't do it for my 16-year-old, and then I was told that this hospital might, and I also saw it on your website. So if you guys do it for a 16-year-old, I would be happy for to come for a consultation or whatever it takes.
Let me get you over to the operator, and I hate to transfer you.
I just want to know if you guys do service that age, before coming all the way for an in-person consult and going through all the paperwork and everything.
Yeah, it depends. Like, each department is different. Some departments cut off at 18. How old is your patient?
16.
Okay, all right, so they're in the clear. I'll email Dr. Call and see what we can do. In the meantime, if you still want me to transfer you, I can still transfer you to surgery.
Hi, I was calling because I'm looking for information about the gender-affirming hysterectomies that you guys offer. Am I in the right place?
Okay. Yes. This is the clinic. Did you want to make an appointment?
So I was just wondering, I've contacted quite a few hospitals already. It seems like it's difficult to find one that does the operation for my 16-year-old, and I was told that you guys do that. So if you do it for 16-year-olds, then yes, I'd love to schedule an appointment, a consultation, whatever you need.
If you don't mind me asking, what is your child gender changing to, so I can point you to the right direction?
Yeah, well, he transitioned to male. He already had the top surgery, and now we're looking for the hysterectomy.
Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to transfer you to the GYN nurse line. One of the nurses will give you a call to give you more information and to let you know the steps and the protocol that they do for that, okay?
Okay. So they would do it for that age?
Yes.
Okay, great. Is it a common procedure that you guys do for that age?
Yes, we have all different type of age groups that comes in for that.
For the hysterectomy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, do you know what's the youngest age you would do it on?
I'm not sure, but I have seen younger kids, and I'm not, due to HIPAA, I'm not allowed to say that, but I have seen younger kids. younger than your child's age.
Get the gender affirming hysterectomy surgery?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I really appreciate your help.
So yeah, this is from Libs of TikTok. Now, Libs of TikTok, for those who do not know, is a Twitter account. And pretty much what she does is she just goes onto like TikTok and she finds like all these videos and she just posts them to Twitter. And she was recently, I think it was a few months ago, she was actually doxxed by who was it? The Washington Post journalist Taylor Lorenz, where like her home address was given out because people don't like the videos that she's putting up, when honestly all she's doing is taking videos that other people do and putting them on there, and it's just crazy. Now the audio that you guys just listened to, now I don't know how authentic it is, but when we look at everything that's going on and the reaction that they've had to this, I'm leaning more to the side that it was right. Okay, so this is from her website, Libs of TikTok. So last week, I was viciously attacked by the media for raising awareness about Boston Children's Hospital offering gender-affirming hysterectomies for young girls. Left-wing activists called for me to be banned from social media for drawing attention to a practice Boston Children's Hospital was publicly advertising. The attacks lasted for a week. They gaslit the public and denied that these types of procedures were being performed on children. According to the media, I was baselessly stoking anti-trans outrage and therefore deserved to be silenced. Undeterred, I decided to focus on finding out if other children's hospitals were engaged in these barbaric practices too. That's when I stumbled across Children's National Hospital in Washington, D.C. Scrolling through their site, I came across a page which says the hospital treats young patients between the ages of 0 and 21 for gynecology care and gender-affirming medical treatments, including hysterectomies. Now, this is a screenshot from their website that she had. And down here, you can see gender-affirming medical care and gender-affirming hysterectomy. And then down here, after like she came out with this information, the website the Children's National Hospital went back and they took that out of their website. But she did archive the website, which I got right here. If it'll load. Boom. Get out of there. So this is the website that she archived, pediatric gynecology program. So if you go through here, gynecology care for treatment of menstrual concern, pelvic pain, endometritis, all that stuff. And then you go down here and you can see, yes, gender affirming medical care and gender affirming hysterectomy. So that is something that they do. Oh, right here. So yeah, these patients with a range of surgical and non-surgical concerns. The following services are available for patients between the ages of 0 to 21. So yeah. What did I have next? Actually kind of got out of line with my outline. So they had to hire extra security. Around the same time, Children's National Hospital in Washington, D.C. was targeted with bomb and death threats after the far-right anti-LGBTQ Twitter account, Libs of TikTok, falsely claimed that the hospital was performing hysterectomies, the removal of the uterus, cervix, fallopian tubes, and sometimes ovaries on transgender children. Which we just saw that their website did advertise that. But they say, in reality, gender-affirming surgery is almost never performed on minors. So they're not saying completely that it's not done. They're saying almost never performed. Instead, puberty blockers are used in the treatment of transgender youth to hold off the permanent changes of puberty so that young people have more time to understand their gender identities better. Now, let's go here. Okay, so I have this right here. Puberty blockers may improve the mental health of transgender adolescents. This threw me off. Okay, so they said for one Oakland family, their daughter's path was clear from the time she was 3. Her birth certificate said male, but the child would always say she wanted to be a girl. And that soon became I am a girl, said the mother, who asked that her family's name not be used to protect her daughter's privacy. She recalled a day when the girl went and wept in frustration trying to fashion a skirt out of some t-shirts. I just, like, at 3, I don't know. It's hard for me to believe that a 3-year-old like knew all this stuff without like at least being coached, or I don't know. It seems weird to me. I don't get it. Down here I had something else. So again, like I was saying with like the money thing on it, she said they have been lucky to obtain the injections at cost $500 per shot rather than the $1,500 to $2,000 per shot that the therapy typically cost. So yeah, what else did I have over here? So this is from the Mayo Clinic about puberty blockers. I had something down. Yeah. Okay, so what happens when puberty blockers are stopped? Use of GnRH analogs pauses puberty, providing time to determine if a child's gender identity is long-lasting. It also gives children and their families time to think about or plan for the psychological, medical, developmental, social, and legal issues ahead. If an adolescent child decides to stop taking GnRH analogs, puberty will resume and the normal progression of the physical and emotional changes of puberty will continue. What they don't say in that, I mean, like you don't even really need to think about it. Okay, so they say right here, for most children, puberty begins around ages 10 to 11. Though puberty sometimes starts earlier, the effect of puberty blockers depends on when the child begins to take their medication. So the fact that they're going to say that, like, if they start taking these puberty blockers and then they just stop, everything's going to go back to normal. I mean, think about it. If they start taking it at 10, 11 years old and they wait like 5 years and suddenly say, oh, well, I don't want to be on these, and they stop, do you honestly think that their puberty is just going to resume like normal? No, that is a stage in a child's life where like the developmental process is like, I really don't understand how people are championing this. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Hey, you know what? Go ahead and smash that like button and hit subscribe if you are not subscribed, and be sure to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every single time we have new content come out, which now we have I'm going to be trying to do this every Wednesday, probably around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys want to keep on watching. Oh, hey, look at this new thing that I got. This is pretty cool. Ooh, fireworks. Bringing you guys the best content on the internet. Okay, what else did I have? Oh, hey, take a look at this image real quick. Why haven't you subscribed to a couple of Hoosiers podcast? Smack. I'm sorry, I'll do it right away. We like to have fun here. Oh, let me look on this. I've got another video. Was it?
We can provide gender-affirming
there we go.
hormones on an individual who is on a pubertal blocker, depending on whatever kind of blocker they've chosen or we have discussed with them, or they can present to us at a later stage of puberty, and then we provide the gender-affirming hormones. Previously, the Endocrine Society recommended to start these at age 16, but we all know that would be delayed puberty, right? Not 16-year-olds don't start puberty. So more recently, they did update that to say as early as 14 for compelling reasons. So we have some individuals who have started gender-affirming hormones at 13 or 14 to be more like their peers. Again, fertility preservation and consent are very important to discuss prior to any initiation of these.
Yeah. And then what was that other video? Hold up, I'll play that real quick just to get that out of the way. Was it? No.
So when we talk
here
about
it
the
is.
WPATH guidelines, so in order for our patients to really successfully undergo these surgeries, we do again follow these guidelines. So a lot of times it's for insurance purposes, but again, insurances kind of follow suit with the WPATH guidelines for the most part. So for any kind of top surgery, we do require one letter of persistent, well-documented gender dysphoria by a licensed mental health provider. We ensure that the patient is capable of making fully informed decisions on their own. They're the age of majority. However, for a lot of our younger patients,
Age of majority.
Again, if they are 16, 17, here at Vanderbilt, if they have been on testosterone, have a parental consent, we're able to do a lot of the top surgeries for those patients.
Now, age of majority, here from Cornell Law School, age of majority refers to the age at which an individual will be legally considered an adult. It is the age at which one will be subject to the full legal rights and responsibilities of an adult, including the right to vote, the right to join the military, or the right to sign a contract. After reaching the age of majority, one will become fully responsible for their own actions. So that's what they're saying there. It's different from like age of consent. And then they were also saying in that video about people that are younger than that. So obviously they're coming out and they're saying like, I don't know, it's crazy. I would have never imagined in my life that like this would be going on. That's why I have it for this this episode, because this is like some clown world stuff that people think that kids need. I think that's all that I got on that. One other thing that I wanted to touch on, like kind of like none of this stuff like just came out of the blue. Like it all had to start somewhere. And I've got this over here. If you guys have ever heard of a guy named John Money, he's pretty much the person who like started this whole like gender ideology thing and gender theory. And we'll go ahead and take a look at this over here. Now this story is really messed up, but I mean, to really understand like where this is coming from, I think people should understand that. So pretty much what happened, born in 1965 as Bruce Reimer, his penis was irreparably damaged during infancy due to a failed circumcision. Now, what they did was instead of using like the normal like scalpel and stuff like that, they tried to cauterize it. And yeah, so I don't know why they would do that. Doesn't make sense to me. Kind of has me speculating some stuff. But after encouragement from John Money, Reimer's parents decided to raise Reimer as a girl. Reimer underwent surgery as an infant to construct rudimentary female genitals and was given female hormones during puberty. During childhood, Reimer was never told he was a biological male and regularly visited Money, who tracked the progress of his gender reassignment. Reimer unknowingly acted as an experimental subject in Money's controversial investigation, which he called the I don't know if it's supposed to be Joan or Joanne case, but the case provided results that were used to justify thousands of sex reassignment surgeries for cases of children with reproductive abnormalities. Despite his upbringing, Reimer rejected the female identity as a young teenager and began to live as a male. He suffered severe depression throughout his life, which culminated in his suicide at 38 years old. So, yeah, this will sound pretty graphic, but on the 27th of April 1966, Reimer underwent circumcision, a common procedure in which a physician surgically removes the foreskin of the penis. Usually, physicians performing circumcisions use a scalpel or other sharp instrument to remove foreskin. However, Reimer's physician used the unconventional technique of cauterization, or burning to cause tissue death. It failed. Yeah. His brother, he was also a twin. That's one thing I should have mentioned. He did have a twin brother who did not undergo circumcision. Right here, his phimosis healed naturally. Yeah. But this is where it like really starts getting weird. In 1967, Reimer's parents sought the help of John Money, a psychologist and sexologist who worked at the Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore, Maryland. In the mid-20th century, Money helped establish the views on the psychology of gender identities and roles. In his academic work, Money argued in favor of the increasingly mainstream idea that gender was a societal construct, malleable from an early age. He stated that being raised as a female was in Reimer's interest and recommended sexual reassignment surgery. At the time, infants born with abnormal or intersex genitalia commonly received such interventions. Okay, as identical twins growing up in the same family, the Reimer brothers were what Money considered ideal case subjects for psychology study on gender. Reimer was the first documented case of sex reassignment of a child born developmentally normal. Okay, so during the twins' psychiatric visits with Money, and as part of his research, Reimer and his twin brother were directed to inspect one another's genitalia and engage in behavior resembling sexual intercourse. Reimer claimed that much of Money's treatment involved the forced reenactment of sexual positions and motions with his brother. In some exercises, the brothers rehearsed missionary positions with thrusting motions, which Money justified as the rehearsal of healthy childhood sexual exploration. In his Rolling Stone interview, Reimer recalled that at least once Money photographed those exercises. Money also made the brothers inspect one another's pubic areas. Reimer stated that Money observed these exercises both alone and with as many as 6 colleagues. So, I mean... So, I mean, that does not make me easy. But that's just to give you an idea, like how this all started. Like the guy John Money, who started like this whole like gender ideology thing, was sick and twisted. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. How's everybody doing? Yeah, that's the way I feel too. I promise the Wednesday episodes that I'm going to be doing are not all going to be like this. This is just something that I wanted to talk about because people need to know about this stuff. This is where our world is going right now. Like I don't know. It's absolutely crazy. Like I said, I never would have thought that I was my head hurts. along with my face. Yeah. Like, oh. It's kind of fun. Yeah, it's kind of something. But that's pretty much all I got. This world is going to be kind of fun. Yeah, it's going to be something. Oh. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Just throwing some information out there. Yeah. Be sure to like, comment, share the podcast, and be sure to tune in Friday. We got some good stuff that we're going to be talking about. Dude, we're going to be able to wear glasses that can tell us exactly how to think. Yeah, I can't wait for that. Oh, here, real quick, let me look something up for you guys. The way I can type. I don't know if you guys can see that or hear me, but... Move this back in place. Let's go ahead and end on this. From CNN Health, the food that can feed and maybe save the planet. Bugs. Now, this is back in 2019. Doesn't that just look scrumptious?
I use it, and my family use it, and all the people I love and care about use it all the time.
Okay, so like all insects, this edible water beetle contains significant amounts of fiber due to the chitin from their outer skeleton. Oh boy. Okay, so on a morning in the not too distant future, you might toast bread made with cricket flour, drink a protein smoothie made from locust powder, and eat scrambled eggs made extra creamy with the fat from mofane caterpillars with a side of mealworm bacon. Oh boy, doesn't that just sound delicious and nutritious? That meal will give you 4 times the iron, more than 3 times the protein, and more key vitamins and minerals than the bread, smoothie, egg, and bacon you eat today, all while saving the planet. Yeah, buddy, I'll stick to the steak as well. But hey, they're going to, from the sounds of it, if they have mealworm bacon, they're probably going to have like some sort of bug-based steak. Just grind it all up and shape it into a steak. Yeah, no. No way you'll eat bugs, you say? Well, sorry to break this to you, but if you eat chocolate, pizza, and spaghetti, you are already eating insects and worse. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration allows 30 or more insect parts and some rodent hair in every bar of chocolate, nearly 2 maggots in a 16-ounce can of tomatoes or pizza sauce, and up to 450 insect parts and 9 rodent... Oh my gosh. 16-ounce box of spaghetti. You know what? Stop going to the store, people. Don't go to the store. Hunt your own food. If these are our standards that they're going to allow, and the fact that they're going to like try to compare that to like actually consuming nothing but bugs, I mean, there's a bit of a difference. There's just no way to get rid of all the creatures that might hitch a ride along the food processing chain. So the FDA has to allow what they call food defects, which you eat without knowing. They are in many of our foods, even peanut butter and jelly. So why not eat bugs on purpose and simultaneously fight climate change? You know, because of the cow farts. Your friends and neighbors are already munching on insects. I don't know what friends and neighbors you have, but I can assure you that mine are not. No. According to a report by Global Market Insights, the U.S. edible insect market topped $55 million in 2017 and is expected to grow to nearly $80 million by 2024. Europe's on track to do the same, while Asia-Pacific nations are expected to eat $270 million worth of insects by the quarter of the century. Oh my gosh. A growing demand for high-quality protein, along with a movement towards sustainability and against processed foods, are a few of the reasons behind the growing popularity. Here's another explanation. Bugs are very good for you. Oh my God, doesn't that bowl just look so delicious? Oh my gosh. I just want to eat it right now. Many countries and traditions have known this for decades, even centuries. According to a 2013 report by the United Nations Food and it's from the United Nations, so you know this is true. Food and Agriculture Organizations, the FAO, at least 2 billion people worldwide eat bugs every day. You know, that is true. But you know what? Those most of those people that are doing it is because they live in areas that are like completely dirt poor and that's all they have to eat. But no, justify your reason however you want. I've eaten bugs in many countries: termites, scorpions, beetle, larvae, grasshoppers, silkworms, all very common, said entomologist Jeff Tumberland, who directs the Forensic and Investigative Sciences program at Texas A&M University. I've had beetle larva that was incorporated into a quiche. I've had bamboo worms that were fried like French fries, he said. I've had termites that were smoked and served as an appetizer, just like peanuts. How long is this? Oh my gosh. Bugs are good for the planet. And then there's the biggest selling point. Devouring bugs instead of methane producing, they mean farts, livestock is an easy, excellent way to deliver quality nutrition to the masses of humanity while helping the environment. But it's not just protecting the ozone. Bugs don't use much water. There's a global water crisis. They can be grown on organic waste. Poo-poo platter, anyone? Oh, these guys are clever. And they can be grown vertically in a small amount of space. That last bit is huge. According to the FAO, over a fourth of the world's land is used for grazing livestock. Yeah, keep them grazing. Let me play this again. Just know. I'm not reading any more of this. That's it. That's all. They want us to eat bugs. It's gross. It's not happening. I ain't doing it. Yeah, if you guys ever want to just find all these articles, just go into, you guys if you use Google, go into Google. I use Brave. Brave's a really good search engine. I like it more than Google because Google is pieces of crap. But yeah, just go in there and just type in bug-based diets, and you guys will find all these wonderful articles. But that's going to be it for today. Yeah. I'll probably have something better next Wednesday. But make sure you guys tune in Friday. We got some good stuff that we're going to be talking about, and plus, I probably sound a lot better when I'm actually having people here to talk to instead of just talking into a camera and a microphone by myself, because it's a little weird, but you know what? I'll get used to it. You guys have a good one. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share the podcast. You guys have a good one. Bye. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Whoops.